welcome to the next Stencil Sunday. Before we get started, I would like to talk about a few things. First of all, our design team call ends today, so if you haven't applied yet, hurry up. The next thing is our new release is available on December 6th, so the sneak peek starts soon. Make sure to check out our Facebook page and our Instagram to get the sneak peeks. And the third thing is I need new ideas for a video series, because I think we have done lots of videos about stencils now, and I would like to start something new. So if you have an idea, please drop me a message or just leave a comment. And the next and last thing is I do not like today's card. Well, in fact, it is quite glittery, and I have never been a glitter loving person, and it's quite dark, and it's absolutely not my style, but I wanted to share anyway because maybe some of you like the technique. So as you can see, I prepared my stencil with some spray adhesive first, and then I took out some white cardstock and some Versamark ink and some Stupendous Stamp and Bond, which is some kind of an embossing powder that turns into an adhesive as soon as it's melted, because I want to use some glitter, just as I said, because I think, well, Christmas is close by and we're all crazy about Christmas cards, and glitter is okay on Christmas cards, even for me. So I wanted to try that out, but it totally escalated. So yeah, let's go through the video and see what you like about it and what you don't like. And I'm totally fine if you do not like the card, just like I do. On that point, I changed my mind because I wanted to have not a white background underneath the stencil, the glittered area. So I used some dark brown cardstock, and I used my powder tool to make sure the Stamp and Bond stuff would only stick where it belongs. I used my Versamark ink because the Stamp and Bond stuff really works like a usual embossing powder. You can use it on with a Versamark ink or also with some sticky ink. So I think if you want to have some color underneath your glitter or whatever you will use with the Stamp and Bond, you could also use some pigment ink. So if you have some blue pigment ink, you will have some blue shining through your glitter particles. I don't know if particles is a word. It's a German word, in fact. Well, maybe you know what I mean. All the little parts, all the the grain. So the grain. Okay, I added some more of that stuff to the areas where I hadn't enough of it. And then I want to put it back into the jar, but I found out that this is very sticky to the paper, so it has lots of static cling to it. And as you can see, there is a bunch of that stuff, or a whole lot of that stuff on the bottom of the paper. I just threw that away because I hate struggling with that, and that stuff gets everywhere. When you heat the Stamp and Bond powder, you have to be careful, because when you heat it, it will melt and it will get shiny, just like a clear embossing powder. But if you heat it too long, the shininess is gone, and that means it's not sticky anymore. So you want to be careful to apply heat to melt it, but only melt it and do not heat it any longer. So I wanted to be clever and not get the glitter everywhere, so I thought I could rub that in through the paper. As you can see, the paper tore apart, so this was not a great idea. And then I used my acrylic block to just rub it into the areas that were sticky. Well, in fact, my fingers were full of glitter at that point anyway. I could have just used my fingers. This is the easiest way to do it. I really thought I would be clever and not get the stuff everywhere. But just like glitter is, it got everywhere. So this is what I do not like about glitter, and it makes me aggressive. Okay, so I rubbed that in, and then I used a brush to get the excess off. And this is a trick I learned from my friend Allison. She uses those sticky brayers or rolls to get rid of all the excess glitter. And this is a great trick, and I also used it on my paper to get rid of the excess. Then I wanted to mount it on my card front, but I did not like the white edge. So I used some double-sided tape, which is pretty thin and very, very strong. And I made sure to cover the entire, make a frame out of it for my card base. So all of the edge is covered in that sticky adhesive, because I will be using the glitter on that. I tried to use the Stamp and Bond stuff first, but then I realized this was totally stupid, because as soon as you heated it just a little too much, it will not be that sticky anymore. And I have that tape anyway, and it's very sticky, and it's the easiest way to apply that to the edge of a card, because it's just a straight shape. I do not have to get anything shaped. So I used that for the edge. I rounded the corners, and I made sure to do that before I added the glitter or take off the backing sheet of that that tape because I did not want all the excess to get stuck in my corner jumper. Okay, so next thing, you already know what happens now. I'm using some glitter, and the glitter gets everywhere, but this time I use my finger to rub it in because this is just the most simple way to do it. Just rub it in very, very, yeah, add some pressure to it and make sure it really sticks well to the adhesive. And it does, it really does, and I think this won't come off at any time. I'm not sure about the glitter on the Stampin' Bond. It may come off, but not because the Stampin' Bond is not sticky enough. Well, yes, it's not sticky enough, but just because I was not able to get the perfect heating for that. So I put that on the card, and that was the moment where I realized, oh my gosh, this is way too much and way too glittery, and yeah, just not my style and too dark. But anyway, I decided to finish the card, and I think somebody out there will like it. So I took out the German Christmas sentiment set Schöne Bescherung, and again I tried to use the Stampin' Bond because I wanted to try if I could add a sentiment in the same glitter. So because we have all of that stuff everywhere anyway, so I thought let's go with it and have something that matches the rest. You know, I love things that match each other. And I really tried to get a crisp embossed sentiment, but I saw that there is no chance to do that. The Stampin' Bond is not as fine as some of my embossing powders, so I just decided to go for a usual gold embossing powder. It's not glittery, but it's gold, and it has a metallic shine to it. So I thought this is not the perfect same gold, but it's okay for me. I would not have used any silver on that one, you know. I do not like the combination of gold and silver, but gold with gold, even if they are different, that's okay for me. And again, I used some brown cardstock to get to match it to the rest of the card. So there is not one spot white on that card. Can you believe I made a card without any white? Well, possibly that's why I don't like it. I cut that to a banner shape, and then I decided this is still too much, so I wanted to have a frame around the star panel, and I just used some tape runner to adhere that to the frame, and the frame has some rounded corners also. And now there is a bigger difference between the panel and the gold frame. So I have to say that I like the gold frame with the white in the center. I should have stamped something into the center there, and well, but it's a Sunday stencil video, so I wanted to use the stencil part, and this is why I added that to the card. Well, and as I said, I know someone, maybe some lady out there likes this. Okay, so I added the sentiment with some dimensional adhesive also, and that finished the card for today. I hope you got inspired to use some glitter with our stencils. Thanks so much for watching.